That's awesome. All right, thank you. Bringing it to the next topic that I want to talk about. This is something that we heard back from a friend. You brought this up, Ethan. I want to get your explanation. It's for the boy listeners out there and the girl listeners to be aware of. This is supposedly the method that our friend who's back home to. What is it, Ethan? How would you explain it?
One of our friends who's really into women.
Females.
This method, looking at it, it actually works.
Yeah, he introduced me to this wonderful acronym. I think it's from like a TV show or something.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly.
How did he explain this to you? Like, was it like a late night drunk, like in the back patio, sitting down?
This is definitely something that you learned from your fraternity.
I mean,
like 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
It's like a PowerPoint presentation.
yes, literally. I can
Did
totally
they do
imagine.
that?
I can totally imagine this being at a chapter meeting.
I think
Wow.
Berk and Chris should present this as like a PowerPoint presentation for one of our sync.
That would
be funny.
hilarious.
All right, this is called the Dennis method. Supposedly the method that supposedly really works well to get girls. If you are a girl, I'm sure it works the same way with guys. Or be
I
rare.
don't
No, maybe it doesn't.
You can't explain it to a girl. Like this method is like one of those things that like girls won't understand.
Oh.
But like subconsciously it works.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay,
Like-
but I feel like the tricks that they do on guys are way less subconscious. They're just like they don't need
exactly.
tricks, right?
It's instinct.
It's instinct.
instinct.
Girls can read a room a lot better than a guy can read a room.
I mean that's been like proven. Like girls are so much better at reading emotions than guys. Like just like psychologically.
Well, girls are also just the most confusing fucking
Yeah,
creatures
true,
in the
true.
world.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like
I-
anybody who can understand a woman is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
If you are a female listener, we have obviously like half of our audience is. Let us know in the comment section if you think this works. And Ethan, kind of take it away. What did you hear?
All right.
Let's break down each letter.
I mean, one night this particular person was just sending off like, dozens of Snapchats to all the girls in his camera. Were like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, how does this work? He's like, oh man, like, you just gotta plant the seed, man. Like, you gotta like get it rolling in their head. And I was like,
So the first D.
interesting. But so then I was introduced to this method, the Dennis method. So according to Urban Dictionary, it's a method used to attract women. The first step is to demonstrate value.
It's DENNIS. It's an acronym.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So demonstrate value, I would assume, whether that's through like your Instagram, like show how attractive you are or something like that.
Is that what value is?
That's what I'm saying. I think that it's kind of vague.
No, it's demonstrating the women's value. So like it would be like showing that you're interested.
Like swiping up on her story
Yeah.
or something, be like, wow, you look good.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was like demonstrate value of yourself, like why you're valuable to them. Anyways, it's disputable, I think. And then second is engage physically. So I mean
That's like a shoulder touch, right?
That
That's
could
what he's
mean
saying.
all matters of things.
Depends.
Yeah,
Depends
I
on
think
which
this
base
could
you're
be
getting
kind
to.
of used like long term or short term.
Yeah.
So like, but
Sorry, real quick. Demonstrate value means the idea here is that once a man demonstrates his value to a
Yeah.
woman, she'll realize his worth. And I can't believe this
Exactly.
works for fucking people. This is so dumb. Okay, I'm
makes sense.
gonna act like I'm taking this seriously.
like for example, like if you have a lot of Instagram followers, like Kai and Berk, that's the value to them is.
Okay, so she'll realize his worth and that she needs him in her life. Being 23 and not looking for value beyond the ability to make me laugh and come. This is what the article says. I'm not entirely sold on this step, but that's the idea. The girl is saying that it's like you're showing her like I got value, I got followers, I got money or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 And then so engaging physically. So I'm assuming.
It's like
If-
giving a hug and like grabbing, like,
Yeah, something like that. It could also be like if you're using this for the long term, if you like hook up with them and you're trying to like, reel them in, for the long term, if you've done that before, then they're like more likely to like stick around.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, I think it's just like scientifically proven that when women are engaged with physically, they become like more attached.
Yeah.
Well, I think in this scenario though, it's interesting because I think all the steps like there's DENNIS, right? So there is 6 steps. I feel like for a girl engaged physically, a hand touch, and you're done. Like I feel like there's only one step here, and it's like it's being very clear to me how much more difficult.
I mean,
it is.
I think if you're drawing out this step, there's probably you probably aren't gonna do very well. You might come off as a little creepy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but this is subconscious. So you want to keep it going?
So okay, the first N, nurture dependence. So
like if she asks you to hang out, be like, no, I can't have something to do.
Well, kind of like that. I think it would be more like, say, like she's like, I feel so sad tonight. Like, talk to me, or like,
You're like,
something
"Fuck
like
no."
that. No, but that comes later. I think this one is where you like act super nice and you're like, oh, let me help you, or like let me like do something for you, do something for them, to where like they become reliant on you for something, like something that they can't get from anyone else.
So this article I'm reading is written by a woman who says that this method supposedly subconsciously works. She says, how many times have you heard a girl say she just wants someone to text? Apparently, she says girls love that shit, and essentially once the chat started, we don't want it to stop.
Yeah.
That's so interesting, because I have such a hard time forcing myself to continue texting.
No,
it's impossible.
It's like what? Like it's the shortest answers. It's like,
but then she becomes dependent on you. So you've won there.
But like, is that that's not everyone, right? There's so many girls who just don't give a fuck and will.
Yeah, but
dude, this like I
feel like it works.
I think that we need to run a trial.
Wait, so for you, like when you're in a relationship, what do you think goes through her mind when
I
you
personally didn't do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, just because I was fucking 16.
But you might. But like, it's like you
might
didn't
have
do it
though.
intentionally.
I might.
But like, right?
Actually, besides the neglect emotionally and separate entirely.
We'll get to those steps.
Besides that, the first
part. I
part.
think this still could work if you're trying to get into a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
The
I feel
idea.
like this is for like a one-night stand.
No, because if you're into a girl a lot and she
know.
doesn't respond to you, you know what that feels like. It's got to be the same thing when a guy doesn't
The
respond to you.
idea is that like when you separate entirely. So okay, going
Keep
down
it going.
the step. The last step is separate entirely. But anyways, we'll get to that later.
Next
so the
time.
next one, neglect emotionally.
That's fucked.
So-
How does that work?
Definitely fucked.
Neglect. Kelt? What are you doing, bro? How is Kelt?
Like,
I
if you
mean,
feel
no.
sad, just say fuck her, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I totally. So, like, if you aren't actually that interested, or if you just, like, I mean, I totally understand how that could work. Because then she depends on you. And then if you neglect emotionally, then she'll still depend.
It goes back to the idea of, like, you want what you can't have, right? So,
and
like,
then you get back to the E. So, after you neglect emotionally, then you have to engage physically.
again.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
right?
so she's saying in the article, from her perspective, that like maybe even let them give you that facial hair they've been begging for. It's great. You're lying in another's arms, basking in the afterglow of their orgasm. Because obviously, okay, it's a woman writing this in a very sexual like way of writing this. Okay, but I'm reading it as info. You're lying in one another's arms, basking in the afterglow of their orgasm because obviously you didn't have one and everything is perfect. 2 days later, they disappear again. It becomes a cycle if you allow it to. I'm telling you now, end it before they decide to go ahead and ...
Yeah.
So she's saying girls don't allow yourself to get into it, but that cycle exists.
Yeah.
You start hooking up with somebody, but then you just leave. They're still going to want you to come back.
Yeah. Right. So, and then that brings us to the next step, inspire hope. So I assume this means like, you send them like a text or something like a couple weeks later, a week later, at any time. And then it sort of like makes them cling on to this idea of like, oh, he really likes me. Like
Isn't the method be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful today. Shit, wrong number.
Well, okay, that might be a little direct.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
you could do that. I feel like that's a bit on the
That's what
extreme
Chris
side.
would do, except he wouldn't say wrong number.
He'd be like, oh, hi.
Hi.
Hey, you're looking extra sexy today and always.
Yeah.
Not,
I
not the
100%
wrong
meant
number.
to send this to you.
I would think it would be, like, we should hang out sometime. And then just like she keeps asking like when, and you just kind of like.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever shitty about saying to somebody, I will call you, I will text you, I'll hang out with you soon, but you don't?
I mean, I've definitely.
You're not
done
that terrible of a person. You wouldn't have done that before.
This isn't a
I'm
terrible
kidding,
thing
guys.
to do.
No, of course, no shit. But I'm exaggerating. But
I mean,
This is actually like really funny. This is like this is clearing a lot of things up.
so
I still
how
believe
my
this whole
mind
dentist
works.
method works the exact same for girls on guys, but probably way easier.
No.
No, I feel like
that's
it's
true. It'd
just-
probably be less effort.
You're telling me if a girl goes up to you, demonstrates her value, whether she's really hot or she has great style or she's got you connect personally,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then she engages you physically. She grabs your shoulder.
Yes.
You're not popping
The N's, the I, and the S are like because like I'm not dependent on. I could give less. Like I'm dependent on myself. Like I don't need.
Yeah, no, it's definitely harder for girls to pull off that
Yeah, but
part
dude,
of it.
we know guys that are dependent
Yes,
as fuck.
for
dude.
sure.
Yeah, true.
Like come on, right?
I mean, dependence could also be sexually. I feel like guys care more about that, especially short term.
Yeah, but
don't
I
know.
also know a lot of guys that are like, oh, dude, I can't be away from her. I need to, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? They're
yeah,
always trying to
true.
get close.
Yes,
It's
true,
it's horrible.
Honestly, I feel like the best way to do that for girls would be to make him jealous, right? That like she's
Yeah.
talking to other guys, because at that point the guy will become like
Be like, yo,
more.
let me get into that.
Yeah, you
But
know?
that's just when you have to diversify your assets and just say like who gives a fuck.
Demonstrate your
Yeah.
value.
Yeah. Okay,
start
so
that.
last step is separate entirely. So
See, I feel like this is a one-night stand thing.
But see, the S can come at any point because this cycle will repeat itself.
Yeah, see the description. She's yours forever. The idea is that she'll be forever attached. So you separate entirely, and in the hopes that she will come back to you instead of you having to like pursue her, right? Because like for some reason, like actively pursuing to girls seem like I feel like they like don't. Yeah, exactly.
So imagine you did this with 10 different girls. I mean, like. You just have a fucking. I mean, you have a yearbook of fucking girls to go through.
You need like we should make those like dentist planners.
Step one.
It's like there's like different profile pictures.
It's in the Staples section, but like next to the notebooks. Yeah, it's just dentist planner.
So you have like your book of girls, and then you can write down like what you did for each step. So then you can like keep track of it in your head. Because I feel like if you're doing it to 10 girls, you could easily.
Oh yeah, you could forget like fuck. Am I on N or I?
Yeah, exactly.
Which N am I on?
Exactly. Shit.
Separate entirely. The page just gets ripped out of the book. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is fucking hilarious.
Ethan, I think you need to try this.
Yeah, because I still don't have full confidence in my
life.
life.
It's not like that. It's like over the course of time.
No, that's what I'm saying. Try it tonight. You start tonight.
Plant your seed tonight.
Plant your seed tonight.
Yeah.
I think we should all try it, and then we should report back.
Actually, this is exactly, looking at this now, this is exactly what Ethan has done.
What I have done.
You kind of have done that to you.
I guess so.
And she's yours forever.
Shit, bro. I guess so, man.
I'm saying
Can't
that,
get her off.
No, think about it. Like everything on there. Demonstrate value. You probably said you're funny. You fucked her, and then you made her depend on you, and then you neglect her emotionally. You inspire hope by hanging out with her when you go home, and then you barely talk to her.
Wait, I don't want that. Why would I follow that? Why I don't want that. Like, this is a horrible example. Like, the fuck?
Well, I feel like this example is just like getting your, like, this is good for getting your dick wet.
It's good for, like, to ensure reliable booty calls.
Yeah, exactly. For getting your dick wet.
Yeah.
You're going to get a fucking text an hour after this episode drops. But, Ethan, that is for you. Wow, that was a great clip we just watched. Well, you know, if you want to see another great clip and you just didn't like the last one, you can try another one right here. Click on a clip right here, or if you want to subscribe and see the full episodes, click right here. Thank you so much for watching. That was a clip from TheSync Podcast.